Hi everyone, welcome back. As you remember, last week we saw and worked with the vocabulary from Unit 7. And today, or this week, what we're going to do is to see the grammar point related to this unit, which is very simple because you have seen it before. So we are just going to go over it to refresh your mind a little bit and to make it easy for you to answer the exercises. So the grammar point is simple past versus the present perfect. So both of them, the simple past and the present perfect, are used to talk about the past, but there are differences between the two of them. Now, what I am going to do is to start by explaining and giving examples on how to use the simple past. The simple past tense is used when an action was completed, done, finished, and the most important, we know when this action happened. For example, here I have one of my cats, Tita, and I can tell you that I adopted her in 2007. So here I am telling you when the action happened, and that's what you need to have in mind in order for you to know or to be sure that you're using the simple past. You have to be able to answer this question: when did it happen? Another thing that we need to remember or to have in mind is how to ask questions in the simple past. Now remember that in order to do this, we need an auxiliary, which is did, we need a subject, and we need the action, and a complement if there is one. For example, did you do the homework? So did is the auxiliary, you is the subject, do is the action, and the homework is the complement. So there you have a question in the simple past. Another example would be, did you send me the homework? So the same, did is the auxiliary. It is not an action. It doesn't mean anything. It's only helping you ask a question in the simple past. So that's why it's very important for us to use it when we ask our questions, to know which tense we are using. The present perfect simple is used to talk about an action that happened in the past, but we do not know, we don't remember, or we do not want to mention when this action happened. And we can use it in different situations. For example, we can use it to talk about experiences. I have eaten grasshoppers. As you can see here, I am sharing with you an experience, but I am not telling you when this happened. Another situation where we can use the present perfect simple is to talk about an action that happened in the past, and there is a possibility for that to happen again. I have eaten a lot today. Now, notice how here I mentioned today, and not because it is something that I am going to continue, but see, I ate today. That's an action that concluded, but since the day is not over, there is a possibility for me to continue eating. That's why in the sentence I am saying I have eaten a lot today, because there's a possibility for me to continue doing the same activity. Now, the next one is to talk about an action that started in the past and has not been concluded. Now, this is a rainbow bright. I can tell you that I have had this doll for 35 years. Now, this action started long ago, but it has not been concluded because I still have it. Another thing that we need to have in mind when we are working with the present perfect simple is how to make questions, or the structure that is needed. Now here, for us to ask questions, we need to use the auxiliary that has to be either have or has, the subject plus the past participle of the verb. So for example, you can ask, teacher, have you been to Canada? And I'm going to say yes. That's why I have the flag, because I've been there. So here, as you notice, we are using have as the auxiliary. It doesn't really have the meaning. Then we have the subject, and then we have the verb, as I mentioned before, that has to be in the past participle. To conclude, remember that one of the differences between the simple past and the present perfect is that when we use the present perfect simple, we don't know, or we don't remember, we don't want to mention when the action happened. And when we use the simple past, we do mention when the action happened. And when we are asking questions, well, the difference is the auxiliary that we use. When we ask questions in the simple past, the auxiliary that we use is did, and the auxiliary that we use in the present perfect simple is have or has. So that's it for today. Now what you have to do is to go to the Santillana platform so you can see the activities that you have to do. Bye.